What's going on, everybody? OG here, back with another Magic the Gathering deck review. Now, I said before when I did the Eldrazi deck that I have a few more decks to do. I possibly have more Magic the Gathering decks than I have Pokemon decks. So, today we are going to go through the Enchantment deck. I like to call it the Bubble. You will see why. So, a little bit about this deck. I made this deck. Now, this is an older deck, so I don't know if any of these cards are still legal or if they were ever legal. Like, I never played competitively. Just a bunch of guys getting around playing Magic. I did some star battles, King of the Hill, 2-on-2s. Um, it's all cool there. So, just like my Eldrazi deck, this is kind of an older deck. So now that I got my own channel here, I can do a little bit more than Pokemon. So without further ado, let's get into this enchantment deck. Now to start off, I'm going to tell you that all but 4 cards and the mana in this deck are enchantments. Alright? And the 4 cards that we're going to start with that are not enchantments are going to be the 1/1 island Invisible Stalkers. Alright? It's a 1/1 hexproof, and the Invisible Stalker is unblockable. So we're going to be using this creature to essentially be our main attacker kind of thing. Our main uh, uh, scary person, I guess. So the 1/1 hexproof Invisible Stalker, unblockable. And you'll see what happens when we do this. Now, to start out, we have a 3 count of Eidolon, the countless battles. All right, 1 colorless, 2 planes. It's an enchantment creature. All right, so it counts as an enchantment. I'll see why. I'll tell you why that is relevant here in a little bit. So it has Bestow, 2 colorless and 2 lands. And if you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it's an aura spell with enchant creature. It becomes the creature gains. It becomes a creature gains. It is not attached to a creature. All right, hold on. It says if you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it is an aura spell with an enchanted creature. All right. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached to a creature. All right. So there we go. And then it's the countless battle and the enchanted creature. It gets +1/+1 for each creature you control, with a +1/+1 for each aura you control. So for every creature and every aura you have out there, it's +1/+1 either for this guy or or the person that this is on. So already, Invisible Stalkers are getting boosted up. And then we have a 3 count of Courser, the Crewfix. Alright? It's a 1 colorless, 2 forest. It's a 2/4, another enchantment creature. Alright? Play this when you have him out. Play with the top card of your library revealed. And then you may play the top card of your library if it's a land card. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. Very cool. So a little bit of a life gain there, and uh, if you got a land card on your library that's flipped over, play that right away if you like. So very, very cool right there. Then we got the Leaf Crown Druid, a 2 count, another enchantment creature, 1 colorless, 1 forest. It also has that bestow. 3/1 forest. And then if you cast the bestow cost, it's an aura spell with the enhanced creature that it's attached to. And it has reach, and creatures get +2/+2 and reach. So you can either have this as a 2/2 with a reach, or you can attach somebody, visible stalkers, and then put +2/+2 in reach. All right. So already we can be getting those invisible stalkers going and ramping up. Then after that we have a 2 count of Hypnotic Siren. All right, just 1 island cost. Enchantment creature again. Has bestow for 5 and 2 islands. And then so you can either lay them down, or you can make it an aura and attach it to somebody. And it has flying, and you control enchantment creature. Enchantment creature gets +1/+1. It has flying. All right. So again, we be putting these on there. This is for every +1/+1 for every creature and aura. So it's just snowballing effect, you know. So the visible stalker starts out as a 1/1. It's very easy to get this thing up to like a 1-hit KO on a player. You know, you can get like 24/24s. But I'll show you a little bit about that. And then I have a legendary enchantment creature, Thassa, God of the Sea. 2 colorless and an island, indestructible, and as long as your devotion to blue is less than 5, Thassa isn't a creature. And at the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1, and then for 1 colorless and island, you tap it, and target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. So it's a cool, insurance. Like if you don't have any visible stalkers out there or something like that, and you just want to swing with something else, just do that. Make it more something else unblockable. This is indestructible. 5/5. So that's cool. So these are all the creatures that we got in here. All right. A lot of enchantment creatures, and just those 4 invisible stalkers that are not. All right. Now, to start off with some more enchantment auras. All right. A 1 colorless, a 1 plains, and 1 forest. We have Unflinching Courage. All right. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has trample and lifelink. All right. Bam. Put that on there. Gets +2/+2. Plus, if that's on there, it gets, I don't know, +2/+2 plus another one because that's aura, another one because that's an aura. If you have creatures out there, 2 more because it's the creatures. So it's +1/+1/+1s, and now it has trample lifelink. All right. So if ever he is hitting something, it is unblockable. But if it is hitting something, then it is gaining you some life. All right. Now some more enchantments we got here. We have Ethereal Armor. Cool card here. Enchanted creature gets a +1/+1 for each enchantment you control and has first strike. All right, so you can already see, bam, enchantment, bam. So we have all the enchantment creatures out there. We have enchantments on them. Just +1/+1 for each enchantment. You can see how big this invisible stalker that is unblockable can get. You can just see how big it can get. All right. And to do that, we have. Oh, I lied. We have a couple of instances here that will probably help us get through here. Some negates. All right. Counter target non-creature spell. If anybody tries to put an oblivious ring on there, or just do some weird stuff, and if it's not a creature, instant that. 1 colorless, 1 island. bam, counter that spell. All right, as long as it's not a creature. All right, so then we have we're going to be starting doing some more enchantments, but to guard us, the player. All right, we're going to start out with 2 ghostly prisons, 2 colorless, and a plain. All right, and it's an enchantment, of course. And creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 mana cost for each creature he or she is wanting to attack you with. All right. So you got one of these out there. Not only is ramping up all this stuff right here with your invisible stalkers, if they want to attack, swing with one of their creatures, for every creature they swing with, they got to tap 2 mana. All right. So you got that little bubble going right there. So that bubble is good. I like the bubble. That's why we call it the bubble deck. All right, the bubble. And then we have for 2 colorless and an island, we got 2 propaganda. All right, another enchantment, of course. So it's ramping up all the enchantment creature stuff. And creatures can't attack you unless the owner pays 2 mana cost for each creature that they were trying to attack with. So you got one of these out there and one of these out there. They gotta tap 4 mana for each creature they want to swing with. All right. And the big one, the big bubble here, we have the Sphere of Safety. 4 colorless, 1 plain. Enchantment, of course. And creatures can't attack you or the planeswalker or a planeswalker you control unless the controller pays X amount of mana for each of those creatures, where X is the number of enchantments you control. So we got 4 of those in there, of course, so you can already see we have all kinds of enchantments out there. We already got propagandas and ghostly prisons. You slap down one of those, it's X. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. So that's 10. But if you have any of those, 11, 12, 13, 14, you know? So they tap a 1 creature. Hey, I want to attack with this creature. It's like, well, you need 14 mana to tap, to swing with 1 creature. It's like, well, I tapped most of my mana, I got 7 left. It's like, well, I don't think you're attacking this turn then. You know? So you can see how it's the bubble going after. You know, so we got the enchantments ramping up everything, and the enchantments protecting you. All right, so all that good stuff kind of synergized together, and this was one of my favorite decks to play with, because you'd be swinging with 24 24s, just unblockable, trample, lifelink, reach, all that stuff, and then they'd be trying to block you, or not block, attack you, but they gotta tap so many mana get just to swing with 1 creature. You know what I'm saying? So it's very cool combo that I came up with this. So those are the enchantments, auras, and all that. So now we are gonna get into the mana. All right. So first off, we have, man, I'm gonna butcher this name, Azorius Chancery. All right. Yeah. So it comes in the battlefield tap, and when it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to the owner's hand, and then you tap it, and it adds 1 plane and 1 island to your mana pool. So you tap it, 2 mana. All right. Very good. Then we got Glacial Forest. Comes to the battlefield tap unless you control a plains or an island. And then you tap it, it's either a plains or an island. All right. Temple of Enlightenment, same thing, comes in the battlefield tapped, and when it comes into the battlefield, you scry 1, and then when you tap to use it for mana, it's either a plains or an island. All right. And then we have Simic. I think oh, I'm not really good at these names. It's been a while. So Simic Growth Chamber. All right. It comes into the battlefield tapped. And when it comes into the battlefield, return the land you control to its owner's hand. And then you tap it. It's either a forest or island. Or forest and island. So another a 2 mana. Then we got Temple of Mystery. Comes in the battlefield tap. And then when it comes in the battlefield, you scry 1. And if you don't know what scry is look at the top card of your library. And you may put that card on the bottom of your library if you don't want to draw into it next turn or anything. And then when you use it for mana, it's either a forest or island. And then we have Hinterland Harbor. All right. Again, comes in the battlefield tap unless you control a forest or an island. And when you tap it, it's either a forest or island. All right. So you can kind of see where we're going there. And the next thing we have, Silencia Sanctuary. All right. Comes to the battlefield tap. When it comes to the battlefield, return the land you control into its owner's hand. And when you tap it, it is a forest and a plains. So another 2, all right, a 2 mana. And then we have Temple of Plenty. Comes in the battlefield tap. When it comes in the battlefield, scry 1. And when you tap it, it's either a plains or a forest again. And the temple, another Temple of Plenty. So we got 2 Temples of Plenty there, all right? So we got that. And then, of course, we have the basic mana. We have 5 grass, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plains, all right, and 5 islands for the mana. Now, playing Pokemon, I'm used to having like 10 energies, all the way down to 6 energies. I play decks with 4 energies in it. Heck, I've played decks with 0 energies in it. Those Snorlax stall decks. So, looking at this now, it's like, man, there's a lot of mana in this deck. But I don't know. I can see why you need it and everything because you can only tap 1. You can only bring it out 1 per turn, and you need multiple manas and all that stuff. So I don't know. This was the list I was playing with like 15 years ago, 14, 15 years ago. So this was one of my favorite decks to play. I call it the Bubble because just like this guy right here, you can see that the Bubble. All right. You're swinging for heavy, get life back, and all that stuff, and you're protected with the Bubble. As many enchantments you have out there, boop, just they need to swing that many. You just gotta watch out for the destroy all enchantment cards. You know what I'm saying? So just watch out for that. Other than that, this is a cool deck to play with. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've actually made grown men cry with this deck. All right. I ain't gonna name no names. You know who you are. But this is what I played. Other than the Eldrazi deck, I played this. I have other decks like a human cap deck, I call it, because it has like Rings of Oblivion and things that exile cards and everything. White human creature tokens that are not tokens, but white creature that human creatures that when comes into play exile a target creature on your opponent's side and they stay exiled until that is out. So just a lot of things, just capping things. Dude, you can't use that, can't use that, can't use that. That's tapped. Exiled. Alright. He's not exiled, but you can only block with him. just all kinds of stuff like that. And of course, I have nil decks, from the last Eldrazi deck. Those Mind Grinds, very popular. Uh, there was a thing called Blink back in the day, where you essentially exile a card and bring it back, so it's like essentially a new turn. You just keep doing stuff. And there's combos where you can just infinitely blink something. And I have angels that you can swing twice on its first turn attacking. So you swing again, blink it, swing again. Then you have another one, blink it. Man, this is called the blink. Don't blink. That country song. I don't like country, but it's a country song. So yeah, that would be it for this enchantment deck. Calling it the bubble, because enchantments everywhere except for the invisible stalkers is what we enchant essentially. And it says hexproof, so I can still attach stuff to it. But if it was shroud, I wouldn't be able to, because shroud is protected from my spells and the opponent's spells. Hexproof is just protected from your opponent's spells. And then just the 4 negates there. Just counter some things if I need to. Other than that, everything else is either mana or enchantments. And you can see with that card and this card, more enchantments out there. Oh, and this card too. So the more enchantments you have out there, the bigger the things that they're trying to do get bigger and more booty. Just straight booty. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think. Let me know if any of these cards are I don't know what illegal, rotated, or I don't know what they call it. Like again, it's been like 15 years since I played. I'm looking to get back into a little bit of playing. I am right now building an Eldrazi Commander deck, so look out for a video on that. But other than that, let me know what you think down below. Leave a like and subscribe. And geez, yeah, look out for some more OG-Ethos videos. We got some more coming. We have a playthrough going on right now. A ghost lock that's going pretty good, pretty far. I already got two losses in my team, so I have 2 Pokemon that has 2 lives left, essentially. So keep looking out for that. Tell me what you think about those as well. And go check out Pokemon 24/7. As I'm recording this, it is a Thursday, so later tonight we're going to be doing some tabletop Pokemon. Alright, so yeah, like and subscribe, tell me what you think, and I will see you guys later. You guys keep hydrated, it'll mean the world to you. Have a nice night, guys.